Now I connect with people, business owners, founders, entrepreneurs, people who have good businesses, but just realize that what they're doing makes them feel like they're continually on the go, that they haven't built a system that allows them to have peace in their business. Every month or so, they're feeling like they're having to start over again because the clients that they get to sign up in their business or to become a customer or take advantage of their service, they don't stay. And so most of the marketing gurus out there tell people how to and teach people how to get more leads, continue the chase. The hustle is the name of the game. And I so do not support that. Hustle is not my friend. And even if you think it is, it's probably not yours either. And so today I have a couple of things I want to do. Yeah. You'll see the little image there. Check out my profile. You can get a copy of the ebook, Sticky Note Retention Tips for Client Loyalty for just $1. And there's 30 different retention tips in here. And I call them sticky notes because what I teach, the core concept will fit on a sticky note. And this one says, follow up matters. So that is the sticky note tip. And then the chapter actually breaks it down and tells you more about the information. And so usually they're just a couple pages long. There is space to take notes. And at the back of the book, there's a word find puzzle because we're all little kids at heart, right? And let our little kids play and have some fun. And so you can print those pages out if you want and actually do the word find, which was really fun for me to create. And then I went in and highlighted all of them to make sure all the words were there and I could find them. There was a couple my husband had to help me with. And that's okay. All right. So what I thought I would do is for right now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to read or talk about sticky note number 2. And then I want to actually share my 3-step framework with you so you know what I'm up to. And so even if this is you're watching it or like, yeah, this is not for me, but I know somebody, my husband, my spouse has a business, my best friend has a business, and you would love to connect them to me. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest thing. It warms my heart to know that people refer me. 100% of our businesses come from referrals. This is new. We're launching into actually teaching retention made simple instead of doing our traditional admin work. And so we're going to start getting clients that haven't been referred, and that's going to be weird. I'm going to have to vet these people and make sure they're okay. The sticky note number 2 in the book is if you want clients to stay, celebrate them. And so what it says, sticky note number 2, if you want clients to stay, celebrate them. The effort recession, why acknowledgement is critical. You landed the client. You've handled the initial anxiety with the 7-day check-in, which is what I talked about a couple of days ago. You can go back and watch that. Or if you want to get a replay, let me know. I'll make sure you have that. So that's great. But retention isn't a single action. It's a series of emotional deposits. The next deposit you need to make is acknowledgement. And I'll tell you, one of the things that is a really good visual for a lot of people, if you're in business and marketing, even just a little teeny tiny bit, you hear people talking about top of funnel. Like you got the funnel, top of funnel, middle of funnel, and here, and then bottom of funnel. And and your goal is to get people to come in the top of the funnel to learn about who you are, how you help in the world, to know, trust you. And at the bottom of that funnel, a client comes out and you're like, I got one. Yay, got one. And so then you love on them. You take good care of them. You do everything like their experience is your top priority. And then another client comes out. Boop. And now you have 2 clients, and that's so good. But by the time you get to client 6, 7, or 8, client 1 and number 2, unless you have a system, they probably have not heard from you in a very long time. And so being able to add in retention made simple, the steps I'm talking about here, will help you stay in front of all your clients on a predictable schedule that is intentional for you, but it feels spontaneous to your clients. And so if you want your clients to stay, you must cheer for them. Most clients, especially those engaging in complex services or adopting new systems, put in significant effort. They have to show up, learn, implement, and most difficult of all, they have to change their habits. This effort is often invisible to the vendor, but it is deeply felt by the client. Think of it like running a marathon and finally hitting mile 10, by the way. I'm not a runner. That's not going to happen. So a point where the initial adrenaline is gone and the real effort begins, only to realize there at mile number 10, no one is there to cheer for you. You might start to wonder if anyone even noticed your sacrifice. You might even slow down. Don't let that be your clients. When their hard work goes unnoticed, they assume their progress, and by extension, your partnership doesn't matter to you. Feeling valued is a precursor to long-term loyalty. So there's I have a twofold magic of celebration. And it doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but it has to be intentional. You don't need to send an expensive gift or host an event. The magic is being intentional. When you intentionally celebrate your clients for hitting a goal, finishing a project, or even showing up consistently, two powerful things happen. They feel valued, and that builds internal trust. By acknowledging their milestone, you prove that you're paying attention and that you genuinely care about their success, not just their payment schedule. This shifts the dynamic from a vendor-customer relationship to a genuine partnership. When they hit a win, they attribute portion of that success to your solution, solidifying their initial decision and making them emotionally durable against your competitors. And number two, they feel proud to share you, and that is building external trust. A celebrated client transforms into an unstoppable cheerleader. When you share their win with their permission, of course, you give them social proof, making them feel proud of their achievement. They're now eager to share their partner who helped them achieve that success. This turns a transaction into trust and generates your most effective referrals and testimonials. So this is about creating ICU micro moments. These moments require a very little bit of time or money, but yield huge dividends. Okay, let's see. I got a couple of quick things to give you some suggestions on what to do. And then I'm going to give you my 3-step framework today, and I'll see what else I decide to share. All right, number 1, the quick, specific email or text. And actually, this week's retention tip that I'm teaching on Friday at 12 noon Central, if you would like to join me, just let me know and I'll get you the invite so you can register. And I'm talking about this. But what I'm saying is, instead of a text, do a voice note or do a video so that they hear your voice. They see your face. It's different than just a text that you could copy and paste for 28 people. But keep it short, celebratory, and tied to a specific action. Don't use a template that sounds generic. Huge congratulations on launching your first marketing campaign using our system. We saw your results come through and we're so proud of you. Just something super simple. The handwritten note, which happens to be one of my favorites. In a world of drowning digital noise, a physical note stands out. It shows you actually took time which is our most valuable resource, to acknowledge them. This is disproportionately powerful because they know you had to physically take the time to do the thing, and that matters so much. So you could have it say something like, "Hey there, Sam, just wanted to drop a line to say congratulations on finishing onboarding modules. That can be tough, but you crushed it. It shows dedication, and we're excited to see what you do next. Cheers." And I personally use Mailbox Power and Things.io for two different use cases. They both are really good programs. I can get you information on that if you want, but I use them for different reasons. Their functionality is a little bit different. And so I use Mailbox Power and Things.io. So if you're able to, you can do a public shout out for them. If you have social media that it's appropriate and you get their permission to share, depending on what the when is, always make sure you get explicit permission before you post the client's story. You're using their name and that kind of thing. That just taking the moment to ask for permission, that is a compliment in itself. So you could also call them. I know people text all the time. They're messaging all the time. These devices that we use, they do make phone calls too. A 60-second call with no agenda other than just a celebration. Hey there, I just wanted to call quickly and say congratulations on your XYZ achievement. That's fantastic progress. Then simply end the call after the sincere praise. It's unexpected, efficient, and memorable. The one thing I will add to that, though, is also say that there's no response required. They don't need to respond to you. You just wanted them to know you were thinking of them. Retention is built brick by brick by making the architecture of acknowledgement a habit. You're systematically replacing the sterile silence of a transaction with warmth of genuine care. Sometimes the smallest "I see you" moment is what reminds your clients that they matter. So at the end of each chapter, there's a next step challenge. Identify 2 clients who have hit a major milestone. Examples like they completed a key training step, hit a specific goal, or finished their first quarter that you did not publicly acknowledge. Use one of the templates that I've mentioned above and send a personalized, specific congratulations right now. And watch how quickly their energy shifts in the next communication. Whenever you are able to show true appreciation and it's not tied to when an invoice is due or the fact that you need to check with them on their account for another reason, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. So what I did this last week, it wasn't on purpose, but I do this intuitively. One of our clients, his birthday was Friday. And as so it happens often, if you're a service provider, you're a business owner, your clients become your friends. And so we are friends, and I waited for my husband to get home from work. Instead of texting him a birthday greeting, we FaceTimed him. And we did a quick little video with him talking about his birthday. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't just something I teach. This is something I do because I know that it matters to see somebody's face. It matters to hear their voice. And at the end of that chapter, I talked about how sometimes the smallest "I see you" moment can make the difference to one of your clients. If you haven't been around following me very long, I talk about sunflowers in my book, Retention Made Simple, and what that means to me and why the sunflowers are part of what we do as small business owners, entrepreneurs, founders. We are solopreneurs a lot of the time. And what happens is we are isolated and we're trying to do everything on our own. And it can get really lonely when you're alone and you're isolated and you're trying to build a business and you're trying to do good in the world. It can get really lonely. And part of what I want to do, yes, it's the real me. Part of what I want to do is be able to build a community of people that get that they're stronger together. Sunflowers, when they always go towards the light. I don't know if you've ever looked at them. And so like they go towards the light and they bend together and they're stronger together. And that's how we are as humans too. And so part of what we do with Retention Made Simple is bring people together in community so that we can not be alone. All right. So I promised you doing the 3-part system. I'm going to give you some information on it. And here's how you're going to know if this is for you. Just feel this. And if it's, you're going to know. Are you tired of the constant chase? You post more, you promote more, you spend money on ads, but at the end of the month, it still feels like you're in the same place and you're just running on a treadmill that never stops. Yeah. The truth is, most business owners, they don't have a marketing problem. They have a retention problem. If your clients are leaving as fast as they sign up, you're not growing, you're replacing, and it's like a revolving door of people just coming in and then popping out on the other side. If we haven't met yet, my name is Sam, and I'm going to show you my 3-part framework that I use to grow my business 100% by referrals. So before I do that, though, let's look at the math. And this is an example I use all the time just because it's easy math. But today, because I'm feeling I'm going to double it. Instead of 500, we're going to use 1,000. Imagine a client pays you $1,000 a month for your service. And there's a lot of people that pay a lot more than that for different services. And they stayed for 3 months. That means that you just made $3,000. That's pretty cool. But if that same client stays for 9 months instead, you just made $9,000. So that's $6,000 more. I don't know about you, but I like 9,000 more than 3,000. But the really important thing is that that's an extra $6,000 without doing any extra marketing, no funnels, no sales calls, no bringing them in, not trying to get them to buy in on your process. They're already your client. They already said yes. Now you just make it easy for them to continue saying yes. So pillar number 1 is onboarding properly. It starts with the first 100 days. This window determines whether a client will stay for a long time or they're going to bounce after just a couple of months. Onboarding is not just an email. It's about setting expectations and making them feel guided from day 1 so that they can relax and enjoy the journey. One of the analogies that I've used before is when you get on the plane and put your oxygen mask on first, right? You have to take care of yourself first. But a lot of people don't listen to those anymore because they've heard them so many times. But just there's a piece about knowing once all those things have done, you can sit back and relax and enjoy the flight. So onboarding, if of the 3 things, if you can only do one of them, onboarding properly will set you up and make you be ahead of the crowd for sure. All right, but pillar number 2, appropriate appreciation. People stay where they feel seen. Most businesses only reach out when they want a referral or a payment. Do you have a friend or family member that only calls you when they want money or for you to help them move? Do not be that person for your clients. Real appreciation is a rhythm of small, intentional touch points, like the handwritten note or a quick check-in that says, you matter without an invoice attached. Pillar number 3, feedback loops. This is the one that gets me because a lot of the people that I talk to, they don't want to ask for feedback. And what I tell them is if you don't want to ask for feedback, that means you know it's going to suck. It just is. You have to listen. Do not wait for a cancellation to try and figure out what went wrong. When you proactively ask for feedback along the journey, you will have a higher likelihood of being able to fix any little tiny issue so it doesn't become a massive issue. We particularly suggest doing a quarterly check-in that can actually help you uncover somebody that might want to refer you, or it can even just save a relationship because you ask a question of what can we do better? What are we doing well and what can we do better? When your clients feel heard, they stay. Retention does not have to be complicated. It does need to be intentional though. I can promise you, if you do not have a system to do this, you will not do it. And the way I know is because I see it every day. And even for some of the people that have come, I had hosted a workshop back in August or September. I guess it was August. And we had a really great turnout. It was a 3-hour workshop. And I went through the whole thing, those whole pillars. We lined out stuff. They used the custom GPT. They had the ability to build out their own system. They also then had an opportunity to continue to work with us to help with the Done With You program so that they could actually implement what we just created. The people that attended the workshop, they all left that workshop with a tangible retention program ready to go. All they had to do was implement it, and I've talked to all of them, and none of them that are not working with us have actually implemented what they've learned. Implementation is key. If you learn something but you don't implement what you learned, I really believe you wasted your time. The phrase that I like to use is a quote from an old Rich Mullins song that a screen door, what is it that I would typically say? That learning without implementation is like a screen door on a submarine. They don't work. And if you have been watching for the last little bit, however long I've been on here, you saw me go through sticky note number 2. We went through the 3-step process. If you're even just a little teeny tiny bit interested in what I'm talking about, in my profile, you have the ability to get a PDF copy of Retention Made Simple. It's it's the sticky note retention tips for client loyalty. You can get it for $1, or maybe you're ready. You're like, okay, I have 10K months. My business is okay. It's not in danger, but I feel the weight of the pressure of continuing to build because one client cancels and everything goes sideways, or it feels like it's going to go sideways. You understand the idea that if you keep your best clients longer, your business will be stronger. Send me a DM here and I would be happy to connect with you. I jump on calls all the time. We have a Done With You program and a Done For You program. If you are a newer business and you have 20 or less clients, you're probably not going to want our Done For You program. That's why we have a Done With You. And I'll be going live here periodically and covering retention tips. If you have questions, if you have that you want me to cover, please let me know.